Right, this is going to be the first video. Hopefully I'll do this every week, just to keep an eye on the watch list and just to see how it's progressing. Now, if you've seen any of my previous videos, particularly about the COT series, presumably I think there's 3 videos there. You'll be familiar with seeing this weekly FX signals dashboard and how ultimately we arrive at this result. So column A gives you the currency pairs, obviously, pound US dollar, Aussie dollar US, Aussie dollar Japan, and as of the trading week, the 13th of July, this is what we have. And I'm just going to go through a couple of these, and then we jump into the charts, and I'll just let you know how I'm planning to take action or not. And then the following week, we'll just see whether or not those trades played into fruition or not. So pound US dollar is a strong sell. And I'm just going to cherry pick a few of these. I won't do all of them because it'll just take way too long. And pound US dollar, as of the 13th of July, of which I'm recording this, so you can see right now, if I put my cursor here, currently it's the 13th of July. And it is, oh, we're looking at the daily, there we go, the 13th of July. We are currently printing that day's candle. And of course, the day isn't open yet because it's still very early. And the UK markets haven't opened up yet. So it says here, pound US dollar, directional bias is a strong sell, but we've flagged this as a watch list only with a relatively high trade rank, quite a low conviction score. But it says here the crowding is being chased. So what we want to avoid is, just make sure that's locked. Yes, it is. So we were with the directional bias here, but what's happened is it's had a reaction off the fair value gap and it's headed in the opposite direction. So right now what I'm looking at, and this is a live trade, and I've been in this live trade since, let's drop to the 4-hour, it'll be a little bit easier to see. Since price reversed into this fair value gap, you see this area of imbalance right here. So we've got a nice, clean, clear break of structure, which I'll outline right here. So we've blasted through those lows. We've got a liquidity sweep, which will be measured here. Where am I? There we go. So what we saw before price barreled downwards aggressively, we saw that it was pushed up, pushed back down, slight indecision, and then the move was downwards. So what I'm looking for in this particular trade, because we know the direction is bearish, but the path, that's where we need to be patient and exercise caution. I kind of assumed that it would hit into this daily fair value gap, into this area of inefficiency, this balance, fill this area, and then head downwards, giving me a nice, let's have a look, that would have given me a nice 230 pip move, which would have been wonderful. The stop was just here at the top of this liquidity sweep. But what's happened since, the pound has continued to gain strength, and this is definitely not the reversal point. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, so be it. Ultimately, I'm still bearish on this particular pair, but we'll just have to see how that plays out. So let's see what happens with pound US dollar over the coming days. Aussie dollar, US dollar, strong sell. Conviction score is not that high. Trade rank is much lower than the pound US dollar. So this isn't as clean fundamentally. It's still on the watch list. It's flagging here. Aussie dollar is neutral. There's a low crowding risk, and US dollar is in a bullish build. And what I'll do, I'll just show you here. US dollar, we've got a total score of +4. There's the bullish build. And the Aussie dollar is a -1, a slight bearish unwind. It says here that there's room to run, so there's fuel left in the tank for this pair. So let's drop over to Aussie dollar, US dollar. And there we go. All right, so this is a live trade for me. Now, unfortunately, I'm flagging this as not a good trade because I was very impatient with this, or rather I was very late to this particular trade. So the direction bias is bearish, and what I flagged here was this. So we've got a wonderful break of structure here, and I'll annotate this now. So prices moved aggressively to the downside, moved into this large, I think it's a weekly fair value gap below, and slowly grinded back up towards this area of imbalance, which is the daily fair value gap here. So on the daily chart, it looks like this. Yeah, you can see that quite clearly now, that large bearish move to the downside, into the imbalance, and a slow grind up. Now notice the day before, which was last Friday, 10th of July, that lovely rejection from the daily fair value gap. And what I did was actually I was a little bit late to enter actually. I should have put my sell stop limit here. I would have put the stop loss just above here on the 100% mark of the fib. Although the fib is backwards, it should be reading 0. And then take profit just here, giving me a 1.89 because it reached into the 69% of the Fibonacci level. You can just 65%, sorry, you can see that just here. But yeah, I missed that one. So this is going to be an impatient entry, not a great trade. And if it goes against me, then so be it. And I kind of deserve that to go against me, to be honest, because the entry should have been here. I'm now chasing this downwards. But daily MACD, it is showing a bullish tendency, but the H4 is showing bearishness. So we'll see whether or not if this plays out. If it does, that's going to give me a 68-point profit. If it loses, I'm going to lose 43 points. So an overall risk to reward ratio of 1.56. Not great, but we'll see how that fares. Okay. Right. What else do we have here? Pound US. We've covered that one already, haven't we? New Zealand US. Let's have a look here. See what that one says. I'm in that as a trade as well. So here's row 17. This is a prime setup. It's flagging. So a strong sell, passes both gates 1 and 2. High conviction score. Remember, the opposite is true. We want to see a high conviction score, which is 18, and a low trade rank, because number 1 is the best, 20 is the best. So anything that comes close to that is going to be a prime setup, which it is. Still flags as chasing. So pullbacks are definitely likely, but the overall direction, but the path we don't know, but the direction is strong selling. New Zealand is extreme short, bearish build, high crowding risk. So this is something you need to be aware of for pullbacks. Bullish build for the US dollar. This is coiled. New Zealand is an extreme. There's no new fuel. So even though this is a prime setup, we could still see New Zealand dollar pulling, upwards. And indeed, remember how late this report is. It's late or lagged by a couple of days. This is exactly what it's picked up here. So this was the New Zealand strength. This was the path that I was talking about. But I have been patient. I think originally I wrote here on the 29th of June, so some 10 days ago, maybe a bit longer. It's too extended, would need to wait for a strong pullback. So gradually, this is the point that I made that comment here. So if I put my replay on, I was already eyeing up that we've got a break of structure. Here's the liquidity sweeps. Everything is set up nicely. There's the liquidity sweep here. So price is pulled up, taken out the stop losses up here, moved downwards right there. And we've got a nice clean break of structure, leaving behind the imbalance, which is the fair value gap. I would then pin my Fibonacci tool to the top of this swing high there, to the bottom of the swing low. My profit target would then be set just here, and the stop loss here, again at the Fibonacci range. So what I was looking for and waiting initially, as I wrote on the 29th of June, price would need to pull back at least within this Fibonacci zone. And as we filter through the days, this is what price has done. Okay, so it tagged me in. And I wrote here, tagged me in, which was at this point just here. And you can see that we've got the tag into the H4 fair value gap. It's tagged me in at the 75% zone, which is good. And obviously we'll see how this one progresses. So MACD, H4, looking bearish. The daily, maybe I need to just close that here. It's looking bullish. So we'll see whether or not, if this is the reversal point, it may just keep on going, barreling through to the upside through this fair value gap until it decides maybe it wants to reverse at another point on the chart. But like I said, we'll see. I was relatively happy with the patience here, just waiting for this to climb back into that Fibonacci zone. And if it is bearish, and if this is the point of it reversing, then we'll find out in the coming days. Okay. Right, Aussie dollar CAD. This one's very messy, actually. I'm in a buy for this particular one. Let me take that replay off. I like the fact that it moved up, broke this level here. So we get a break of structure. It's come back down here into the Fibonacci level. And then from here, yeah, it's just choppy. So we'll see what happens there. Okay, Euro CAD, again in with a buy, but we'll see what happens with this one here. Quite close to the stop loss. And on my watch list, US dollar CAD. On here, we have, where is it? If I missed it. Okay, this one is a prime setup. It's long. Let's go back here. So we've got a strong buy signal on here. US dollar CAD, but it needs to come back down into this large area here first before I am interested in taking it. If it takes off from here, then so be it. Otherwise, I'm waiting, and there's an alert set here just in case it does. Aussie dollar, New Zealand. This one here was a strong buy. Again, we're chasing. The direction is a strong buy, but we just need to wait and see what price tells us. At the moment, the MACD is extremely bearish, and we've got this large weekly fair value gap sitting here just below. So right now, I'm not doing anything. I'm sitting on my hands. No real setup here, but we'll just wait to see if we get a reaction of that fair value gap. Euro Aussie. This at the moment is a strong sell. I'm getting conflicting data points at this one here. The COT says strong sell, but price action is showing a potential buy. We'll see what happens with that one. And what else do we have? Pound New Zealand. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, so we'll catch up next week and see what happens there. That's it for now.